Alrighty, gonna do a live stream today. So let's get started. Share the link everywhere. What's up, everybody? I know that normally I do not do live streams on Thursday, but I just had this feeling that I needed to do one, so I figured, you know what? Time to do a live stream here about crypto, about these wonderful markets, the wonderful world of crypto. Some people go see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I see the wonderful Wizard of Satoshi Nakamoto. Good old Bitcoin. So yeah, we'll get started here. Welcome everybody. Happy Thursday morning. Hope your week has been wonderful, and hope you guys are excited, as I am, about the crypto markets, because now is the time to be hyped. Now is the time to be excited about what's coming, not to be fearful. So let's talk today about why you should please dump all your money into crypto. Ben Solar, what is up, my friend? Good to see you tuning into today's live stream. I appreciate you taking a minute to tune into the live stream. Don't be afraid, you guys, to request your favorite cryptos. Better turn down my mic volume. Looks like I was distorting. Don't be afraid, you guys, to request your favorite cryptos throughout today's live stream. So yeah, let's get started. Let's go to the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin. So this is the altcoin markets. Let's do excluding BTC here. And we'll just go ahead and keep our support and resistance lines on here. And we'll do a little analysis on the altcoin markets. So the first thing that you can see here with the altcoin markets is we are on a major support level. And we also have an ABC correction down. A, B, and C. So that's a really good opportunity to be picking up the altcoin markets down here at dirt cheap prices based on this ABC correction. You can also see that we have an ABC correction that happened right here. So this right here is really a repeat of what happened last year during the summer correction of last year. So here is the summer correction, and here's our most recent ABC correction on the total crypto market cap. The other thing that you guys can see here is just how oversold we are on the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. We're very oversold. In fact, we haven't been this oversold for a long time. Even at our absolute bottom during the summer correction of last year, we were not this oversold. So that's a really, really good strong buy signal based on how oversold the market is to be picking up more altcoins down at these levels. So I really like this setup. I love how it's a repeat of what happened last year during the summer correction. It's the same thing all over again. The only difference is this one happened over the spring. You know, this is more like a, well, not spring, I guess late winter to be more precise. So we had this same ABC correction that happened last year. The only difference is the timing as to when it happened. You know, so that's pretty cool to see the same human psychology playing out in these markets over and over again. The other thing that you can see here is how much volume we have trading on the crypto markets right now. We actually have more volume right now than we had during the summer correction. So again, you guys, don't get caught up in this whole idea that the market's going to go lower when the entire setup is exactly like what happened last year, which led us to a new local high. So the altcoin market does look really good here, looks really bullish and really oversold and ready for a big reversal. I love this setup. I love the falling wedge structure that you can see right here as well. That's another really, really good sign for picking up this market at dirt cheap prices is to see that falling wedge structure. The other thing that we can see here with the total market cap is a bullish flag pattern that happened over the summer correction. So again, both of these corrections were an ABC in the market, but both of them had different trading patterns. In the case of the summer correction last year on the total crypto market cap, we had a bull flag pattern, and in the case of this correction, this ABC correction that we most recently saw, we have a falling wedge pattern. So those are really, really common trading patterns and often happen in bull markets before the market goes higher. But falling wedge can also be a reversal pattern. It's not only a continuation pattern. For example, we had a falling wedge right here, and that was a reversal that led to the whole bull market that we've started to see since 2022 in December, where we bottomed out inside of this falling wedge pattern. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys tuning in. Mr. Wizard, is BTC still following gold fractal? Great question. That's actually a really good question. I haven't looked at that fractal in a long time to kind of see the similarities. You have to understand too with fractals, you can use a fractal and sometimes it's going to deviate from the fractal, but that doesn't mean that the market isn't bullish anymore. So you can have a very, very similar fractal in the market, and then the market follows it, and then you get a deviation from that fractal. And that doesn't mean the market isn't bullish anymore. It just means that history rhymes instead of repeating, like what Mark Twain says. Mark Twain says that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So I agree with that 100%. Let's go ahead and pull up our Bitcoin chart over here on the right, and we'll keep gold over here on the left. Now, for those of you guys who weren't here last year, one of the ways that we knew that Bitcoin was going to break out to 100K during the summer correction right here was because of this fractal of gold and Bitcoin. So we have gold over here on the left, and we have Bitcoin over here on the right. So before Bitcoin broke out to 100K per coin, basically we were looking for Bitcoin to break out like this based on a cup and handle pattern, and I was comparing it to gold and saying, hey, look, gold did the same cup and handle pattern. It's very likely that Bitcoin will break out bullish based on this cup and handle pattern, and we will see more upside. And all of this was happening before we broke out to 100K, so we were like right here. Okay, so this is what it looked like when we were comparing the two fractals together. And then, of course, the market did break out as planned, and according to the fractal, exactly as we expected that it would. So it played out perfectly all the way up to 100K, right? So now, our fellow friend here, Mr. Wizard, that's asking us if the gold fractal and the Bitcoin fractal is still playing out, I would like to say yes, it is. So when you're measuring fractals and you're comparing fractals together, they're not going to be exactly the same. History, again, doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So essentially what we see here with Bitcoin over here on the right and gold over here on the left, you can see gold did have corrections along the way up. Now Bitcoin is more volatile than gold is, significantly more volatile, has a smaller market cap, it's a new developing technology. Bitcoin is significantly more volatile than gold is. So this correction right here is really not a deviation of the gold fractal. It's not. I mean, they still look the same. The only difference is Bitcoin is more volatile than gold. So to have a correction like this along the way up is totally normal in this uptrend here for Bitcoin. And I do believe we will continue to see another push up through resistance. And this is a healthy correction on Bitcoin along the way up. So I do think Bitcoin will continue to march up, just like how gold is. Bitcoin is viewed as digital gold, and a lot of people are investing in it as a safe haven asset, just like they do gold. I mean, why do you think during COVID, Bitcoin went from being worth 4,000 per coin all the way up to 69,000? Because people view Bitcoin as a safe haven asset, just like they view gold. It's more volatile than gold, so you're going to have bigger corrections than you will on gold, but it's also more profitable on the upside. So just because the corrections are bigger, don't forget that the upside movement is also bigger for Bitcoin. The percentage gain is a lot bigger than it is on gold because of that. So, no, I don't believe that gold has deviated, or Bitcoin has deviated from the gold fractal. And it looks pretty much the same to me still. You know, we're going to have corrections. This correction right here is a lot like this correction right here on Bitcoin. So don't lose your faith in Bitcoin. Thank you for the analysis. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Hi, Dallin. Did you eat the fish you caught the other day? Yes, I did. I did eat the fish that I caught the other day. Really yummy, delicious fish. It's really good to eat yummy fish. Core, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to today's live stream. So yeah, Bitcoin and gold still following the same pattern, same fractal. Again, history repeats itself, or it doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So even if you're looking at the Bitcoin and gold fractal, like in a more zoomed out perspective here, you can see there's similarities between these two charts, but they're not exactly the same. If you zoom all the way out, there's a lot of similarities, right? This bull market right here, this bull market right here. But if you're looking at fine details, there's some pretty big differences in some places, you know? For example, this was an expanded flat correction on Bitcoin, where the B wave came all the way up to a new all-time high. And over here on gold, this was a regular ABC correction. It wasn't an expanded flat. And it also wasn't nearly as drastic and as deep. So this speaks again towards Bitcoin being more volatile than gold, even though both of them are viewed as safe haven assets. Bitcoin is a newer technology and has a smaller, well, gold really isn't technology, right? But it's a newer asset, so it has a smaller market cap. And because of it having a smaller market cap, you get more volatility in the market. So yeah, this looks really good, you guys. Gold and Bitcoin, it's like the same thing, the same attitude. You can see why people call Bitcoin digital gold. You can just see it. It's right there in the charts, you know? It's not that hard to see that Bitcoin really is digital gold. So cool. BSV analysis. Yeah, we can do BSV analysis. I'm happy to. Cool, let's pull up BSV, see if we can find BSV on maybe KuCoin to get a little bit more data here for BSV. Nope. Let's delete our previous drawing here. So, BSV is super oversold here. You can see we're very, very, very oversold with BSV. We're significantly down from our peak, but it hasn't failed support here. So we haven't had a support failure down here, and we're starting to round out. We also have bullish divergence, you can see, in the market. If we look at the histogram, we have bullish divergence, so we'll take these two lines off, the MACD and the signal line, and just look at the MACD alone. You can see we do have bullish divergence on BSV, right here, a lower low in price, and a higher low on the MACD. So that's bullish histogram divergence. So I do think we could see a reversal here. We have a bit of a rounded structure in the market, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see a rounded or a double bottom here take place, as well as kind of a rounded bottom structure as well. So both patterns are really showing up here for BSV. So I do think we will turn around here on BSV, and I do think it will be a pretty vertical move when it does turn around. And no, I don't believe the FUD for BSV. And yes, I know all about Craig Wright and all the stuff going on with Craig Wright. I don't really keep up on it very much anymore, but I do look at the charts sometimes, and I do think BSV could see or turn around soon. What's up, brother? Everyone, panic sold. I'm loading my bags. BCH, have a 7K sell target. Do you have any long-term targets for Bitcoin Cash? Yes, I do. So let's pull up BCH here and talk about some of the areas that I could see BCH going in this cycle. So Coinbase is really the best place to look at this. So we're going to pull up Bitcoin Cash here, and we'll just take a look at this bigger picture accumulation cycle. Now, essentially the way that markets move is they have to have really, really big accumulation cycles before they see big bull markets. They generally have to build pressure and build momentum before you can have a big bull market. Unless, of course, you're already in a bull market and then a new coin comes out, then you might see it just take off right away. Like actually what happened right here on BSV back in 2017 when BSV first came out. You can see it just pumped right away, right? That's because we were already in a bull market for BSV. So of course it just pumped right away. There wasn't any, it didn't take any time for us to start to take off here. You know, we were already in a bull market here with BSV. Well, with crypto as a whole in 2017. So it just took off right away, right? Let me get my microphone fixed here. It's kind of fallen over on me. There we go. So with that being said, what you want to look for here is a reversal pattern based on this accumulation cycle. So if we take up another chart here, and I show you an example of another accumulation cycle, Litecoin is probably one of the best examples of these accumulation cycles, because you can go back to the early day Litecoin chart and take a look at what Litecoin looked like way back in the day when people just had no idea about Litecoin before, you know, now everybody knows about Bitcoin and Litecoin and Dogecoin and XRP, right? It's common knowledge. But way back in the day, when nobody knew about this stuff, Litecoin was one of the best examples of these accumulation cycles. So let me find the right one to pull up here and show you. It's on Bitstamp, so I don't know where we're at here. Let's just all sources, Bitstamp. Here we go. Oh no, it's actually on Bitfinex, my bad. Bitfinex. Here we go, Litecoin, Bitfinex, and we'll pull up Litecoin versus the dollar on Bitfinex. Okay, here we go. So here is early day Litecoin over here on the right. Okay. So this is what it looks like when there's an early day accumulation cycle, and what it looks like when it breaks out of that accumulation cycle and starts a bull market. So here we have Litecoin over here on the right and Bitcoin Cash over here on the left. Now you can see basically what happens. The market goes down really, really hard and then sideways for a really long time. I mean, this is multiple years worth of time that Litecoin went sideways here before it broke out into a bull market. And so you can see with Bitcoin Cash, we have the same fractal of human emotion. We have a huge crash in the market, and then we have multiple years of sideways accumulation where most people are going to be giving up on this market and calling for really low price targets or just completely selling their coins because they don't believe the market's going to turn around or go higher, right? So the majority of people, about 90% of the market, is going to have given up on Bitcoin Cash in this area down here. Why? Because it's in the accumulation phase. It's really undervalued, and a lot of whales or bigger players are going to be picking it up down here. But all your everyday normal people, like your just everyday normal investors, all those guys are going to give up. They don't have the patience to pick up more Bitcoin Cash when it's going sideways for multiple years. You know, like, don't expect people to have patience when a coin is ranging between like $90 and $1,500 and it's just bouncing around in that area for like 4 years, 5 years. Of course people are going to give up. You know, of course they're going to sell their coins and think there's no way that this could ever turn around. But that's exactly why it's such a good opportunity, because when everybody knows about something, then the opportunity is either past or it's not going to be there much longer, you know. So early on, where a lot of people don't know about something, or they've given up on something, or they believe it to be completely worthless, that's when it's really a good time to be investing in that thing. You know, it's when it's really hard for people to believe in something that it's usually the best time to invest in it. And if you can learn how to see the value of something beyond what other people are saying about it, then you can make a lot of money in these markets. Because you can see the value of something at the same time that those bigger players and those institutions are seeing the value in something. And fact of the matter is that Bitcoin Cash has billions of dollars in trading volume. Look at this. Just billions of dollars of trading volume over multiple years. And all that volume started to come in, not up here when it was overvalued, but all that volume started to come in down here when it's undervalued. Just like with Litecoin, right? And if we take Litecoin and we replay the... Oops. What is it going to do here? Why did it glitch on me? Oh, there we go. Cool. If we press replay on the chart and just take away the whole pump that came afterwards, then you can see just how similar these two charts really look, you know? So for me, Bitcoin Cash is a lot like buying Litecoin down here at $3 in terms of where they're at in their market cycles before Litecoin started the 2017 bull market. So you can see this is what happens when it really starts to break out. All of a sudden, overnight, something that nobody cared about, something that seemed dead, breaks out to a new all-time high, and those big institutions are the reason this happens. It's the big whales and the big institutions and the big players that are picking it up when it's dirt cheap, when nobody cares about it, and those are the people that end up making all that profit when the market turns around. It's the average everyday public that ends up buying the top when everybody's talking about it, when everybody's excited, you know? So for me, buying Bitcoin Cash right now is really smart. It's a really good investment down here at $333. It's actually worth $333.33. That's kind of crazy. But yeah. So I think we will see a big turnaround here for Bitcoin Cash, and it's set up for a big reversal, and you can see it with the billions of dollars in institutional volume. And it's not only the billions of dollars, you can also type in grayscale, and then you can find grayscale, where is it here? Grayscale BCH, here we go. So Grayscale is another big institution, and this is a stock right here, but there are big institutions that is accumulating massive amounts of Bitcoin Cash. So if big institutions are putting billions of dollars into this thing, and it's dirt cheap, and a lot of people are like average everyday people are skeptical of it going up in value, ask yourself, this thing might be undervalued. This thing might have a big increase in value coming. Otherwise, these big institutions wouldn't be putting so much money in, you know? So definitely something to think about and something to consider with Bitcoin Cash. Let's see here. Analysis on AXS. AXS. Yeah, so my analysis on this thing hasn't changed, you guys. This is a spitting image of Solana before Solana took off. If you don't know about the Solana bull market, I called the bottom on Solana back in 2022. Let's pull up here. So I know what this fractal looks like, and let me tell you here. Solana, let's pull up the other chart on maybe Coinbase. Where do we have all the data? Oh, here we go. Solana over here on the right looks exactly like AXS over here on the left. All right, so this is an example of a fractal of human emotion. Why do markets see the same fractals over and over again? Because humans trade these things, and humans are subject to human emotion, and human emotion makes people very, very impulsive. And if they don't learn how to overcome that human emotion, then they end up making a lot of bad choices. And one of those bad choices is to get super excited and put all your money into something when it's super high, and get super fearful and sell all your crypto when it's super low. That's a natural human inclination to do that. You know? And if you don't learn how to overcome that, then you end up getting subjected to it. And the best way to overcome that is to understand the market cycle and to learn how to control yourself, you know? Learn how to dial back your passions and increase your level of awareness and understanding so you don't make dumb choices, because it's super easy to do, especially with money. So here you can see Solana over here on the right and AXS over here on the left. For me, AXS is like right here in terms of where we're at in the market cycle. This is what I'm seeing. I do think AXS will turn around here and start to head up towards our previous old all-time high. And people are panic selling down here when they should be picking more up and basically setting themselves up for more profit, because this thing's only worth $3.43. So imagine what kind of percentage gain you're going to get, even if it doesn't even go to its old all-time high. Like, let's say this thing only gets to $60, you know, just to $60 is like 1,500% gains from current price. So even if you're not going to be super optimistic and you're just looking at the short term and going, you know what, I'm going to play this really safe, fact of the matter is this thing is super oversold. Super oversold. It's in the depression phase of its cycle. So even if it just goes to this level right here, you're talking about a 1,500% gain from our local low. So, you know. Why are some people on X say that Theta network is a scam? What is your opinion? Is there a chance that it's true? I invest in silver and Theta. No, Theta is not a scam. They're partnering with like colleges and big giant institutions, and they're doing big things. Like Theta is not a scam. People call everything a scam when it's undervalued and they're mad that they haven't seen a return on their investment yet. They call everything a scam. But don't listen to those people. They have no idea what they're talking about. So, yeah. Okay, here. Dallin, why should we dump all our money into crypto? Don't you think that the market will still go down? No, I don't. Do you want more of an answer than that? You know, like, I don't think it's going to go down. We're oversold. We were in extreme fear on the fear and greed index. We haven't been this oversold since we weren't even this oversold during the summer correction of last year. So, no, I don't think we're gonna go lower here personally. Okay. James Pagan, what is up, my friend? It is so good to see you. I see you've been trying to reach me. You probably have my old phone number. Go add me on Facebook or email me. You still have my email, and I'll give you my phone number, and we can catch up on the phone. It's been a while, man. It's good to see you tuning in to today's live stream. Thank you for taking a minute to say hi. Filecoin hit an all-time low recently. I went in last Friday. Yeah, let's check out Filecoin. Oh man, that looks so good, you guys. You have to train yourself to think differently. You know, if you want to get good at trading these markets, you gotta train yourself to think differently. And fact of the matter is, most people see a chart like this and they go, oh my goodness, look how dead that thing is, and they start mocking it. They're like, Filecoin is so dumb, crypto is so dumb, and they think they're all smart. But I'm telling you guys, you can make so much money buying stuff like this if you just let go of your ego and pick something up when nobody cares about it, but there's billions of dollars in trading volume, you know? In the case of Filecoin, it might be millions. I don't know. Let's go check on the trading volume here with Filecoin and see how much we've got here. But you can't listen to people that don't know what they're talking about, first of all, and let go of your ego, second of all, because when something's undervalued, you can get rich. And if you want to make a lot of money, which is honestly makes life a lot better, like way better, then you gotta let go of your ego, because your ego is not going to take you places. So let's pull up Filecoin here on the list and see how much volume we have in the past 30 days on Filecoin. We'll do Control F so we don't have to look through this huge list. Filecoin. Let's see here. Filecoin has $4 billion in trading volume in the last 30 days. Do you guys realize that this thing is 98% down from its peak, yet $4 billion of Filecoin got traded in the last 30 days? If that doesn't speak towards big players picking this thing up, I don't know what does. You know, obviously the whales are picking this thing up. You can see it in the trading volume here on Coinbase. Look at all that volume. And notice how the whales weren't buying up here. They started buying down here when it's virtually worthless in comparison to its old all-time high. Now, I'm not saying it's guaranteed to break above its old all-time high, but what it is pretty much guaranteed to do is see some type of a move off of these lows. And that move could be very big. You know, it could be a 1,500% gain. Or even, you know, 2,000 or 3,000 or more percent gain. That's normal for crypto when a bull market starts to see 40x, 30x, you know, 50x your investment. That's normal for crypto to do that. It's completely normal. So, you just keep your head on straight, you guys. Keep your head on straight. Cool, James. I'll go check that out in a minute and add you back, my friend. With Filecoin, they increased the supply, but look at Doge, supply didn't make a difference. Yeah, exactly. People are always like, oh, they increased the supply of the tokens. Well, who cares what's happening fundamentally? At least mainly what's happening, there's obviously something to be said for fundamentals on some degree. But I'd say 95% of what moves markets is purely volume. Why do you think Binance.com or .us or whatever, Binance, their trading strategy is to buy based on volume? So if the biggest exchange, the biggest crypto exchange in the world only uses volume as their trading strategy, then maybe there's something to that. Maybe people should start paying attention to trading volume and not paying attention to news articles or FUD or fundamental reasons to sell when the price is oversold and it's in a good entry. Okay, good day, Dallin. Have you heard of Cookie DAO? I have not heard of Cookie DAO, Rico, but let's check it out. Sounds kind of cool. Do I have to join the dark side to get free cookies with Cookie DAO? Cookie DAO. Cookie DAO. Hey, you know what just launched? Cookie.fun. What is Cookie.fun? Real-time data infrastructure for AI agents and 7 terabytes of on-chain and X data feeds indexing of all AI agents on the market. CookieFun is the first AI agent index for analyzing mid-share and engagement of AI agents. Okay, cool. So this is kind of almost like in a way, like a coin market cap for AI agents. Like a list of all the different AI agents and their market capitalization and what kind of market value they have. So that's cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of this till today, but let's check out the chart. Yeah, so this thing had a pretty big correction when it first got added, but that's pretty normal for a new coin to have a big drop off because all of the people that got in on the initial coin offering or whatever they used to raise funds, a lot of those guys that get in early on, they sell right when it gets added to exchanges because they want to take their profits. So it's really common for new coins when they do get added to an exchange to just drop off the cliff. Right at the start. So that's pretty normal here for Cookie DAO. Let's put on the MACD and let's take it to a smaller time frame and see if we have bullish divergence on the 4-hour, like I suspect we do, and we do. Yeah, we do have bullish divergence on the 4-hour here. You can see a lower low in price and a higher low on the MACD. So that's bullish divergence. I could see this thing turning around here and bottoming out soon. So it could go a little bit lower here. I'm not saying it has to bottom out right now. But based on that bullish divergence, I would not at all be surprised to see or turn around here pretty soon. So that's cool. Cookie DAO. Oh man. The amount of names of cryptos that there are out there. There's some hilarious ones too. Dog with hat. Pepe the frog. Make meme coins great again is their motto. If you go to their website, it says make meme coins great again. So there's some pretty funny coins out there. Cookie DAO. I love that name. That's awesome. Okay, Rarible. What is Rarible? Rarible. You guys know all the cryptos. That's the cool thing about having a crypto YouTube channel. When I do these live streams, I've had people tell me about coins that I've never heard of before, and then I buy them and they go up, and I'll make, like, even if I only put like a few $100 in, you can make some pretty good money, pretty fast. So, okay, here we go. Rarible. Yeah, this looks like it could go a little bit lower here, just a little bit. So this one might move. I'm expecting a bullish reversal on most coins. This one might move a little bit independently and go a little bit lower to this local low here and make a double bottom. So don't be surprised if it goes just a little bit lower, but it also could turn around right where it's at. It doesn't have to. But it is pretty common for us to see a retest of a previous support level before you see a reversal, but I do think a reversal will happen sooner rather than later here, because this is a pretty common double bottom structure here in the market, to have kind of a falling wedge right here like this, and then to have a breakout, and then to have another correction back down to support, and then that ends up being a double bottom in the market, and you see a reversal, right? Something like that. So the double bottom is so common, and you'll notice how I'm always like in the 8-day time frame on my videos, where a lot of people are on like the 4-hour, or a lot of people are like on smaller time frames. There's a reason that this YouTube channel is dedicated to big picture technical analysis for crypto. It's because the big picture has the most clear trading patterns. And when I draw these lines, I'm talking in terms of like multiple years. Very, very, very rarely do I ever go down to a smaller time frame, unless it's just a look at bullish divergence or something, if I'm wondering about a short-term reversal. But for me, I'm mainly focused on what's happening to crypto in the bigger time frames, because that's what's important to me. That's what's meaningful. That's where you're going to see the most meaningful data in the markets. And yeah, it does mean that when I draw these lines, I'm not talking about that coin going up next week necessarily, although it could, and I am bullish in the short term and the big picture for pretty much all of crypto right now. But at the same time, most of the time when I'm doing these videos or these live streams, I'm talking about bigger time frames than what most people are talking about. So just so you guys know, keep that in mind when you're watching these live streams and these videos. Cool. After this last eclipse, March 29th, which is a partial eclipse, and the Mercury retrograde, which we are now in, I think crypto will see a good move up in April. Moon phases also apply. Yeah, so so there's definitely something to be said for astrology in these markets. There's a lot of really professional traders that use astrology, not in terms of like opening a horoscope app and being like, oh, I'm going to buy crypto because I'm a Scorpio and it says that good things are coming in my life today. Not that kind of astrology, but planetary alignments. You will find that professional traders, even at the highest levels throughout history and in our modern day, have used astrological alignments in their trading and their investing. And there absolutely is a correlation. And at some point, like there's sometimes that correlation is so strong that I'd even call it causation, So there's definitely something to it. The only one that I personally use is the moon phase. But I'm new to it. I've only been studying this for the past like 6 weeks or so, or maybe 3 weeks. 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know exactly how long. So I have a lot to learn in that area. I only use the moon phases right now. But yes, there is a connection between planetary alignments and movement in the markets, and it's undeniable. If you look at the charts and you look at those planetary alignments, you can't deny it. You would pretty much have to be lying to yourself if you want to deny the connection here. I mean, the total crypto market cap is a really good example of this right here. We'll go down to like the 3-day candlesticks here and just take a look here. You can see every time there's a new moon, the market goes down, almost every time. And every time there's a full moon, the market goes up. So new moon, the market goes down. Full moon, the market goes up. New moon, we see a correction. Full moon, the market goes up. New moon, full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon, new. See how perfect that is? New moon, crash, full moon, pump. There's something to be said for this. It's not completely ridiculous to say that the planetary alignments have an effect on either human behavior or however it works. I don't understand it completely, but there is a connection, and it is worth being aware of. So full moons do have a tendency to be bullish in the markets, and we did just enter into a full moon phase just recently, just a couple days ago or so. Like it was on the 14th, so yeah, like 6 days ago, we had a full moon phase start, and we started to see upside on the pretty much the exact day that the full moon came and started. So we could see more upside based on that, but yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of. And don't just because it's something that sounds a little bit woohoo, don't completely disregard it, because W.D. Gann, who is a really, really good trader, made over $30 million in the stock market in the 1930s. And he used astrology and planetary alignments to do this. And they tested him. They had a big newspaper company it might have been, I don't remember which company it was, but they sat there and they watched him do what he did, and they saw his strategy firsthand, and he had it was either a 93 or 94% success rate. And he was looking at planetary alignments. So don't completely disregard this idea of planetary alignments, but don't get too crazy. You still want to use mainly your technical analysis, your trading patterns, your oversold MACD, like how oversold we are on the MACD right now. But definitely be aware, especially of the moon cycle with crypto, because it does play a role in the markets, and it's undeniable. It absolutely plays a role. So cool. Yeah, so that's kind of fun to look at, the planetary alignments in the market, right? It's pretty cool to see. Cool, let's take our indicators off here. See if there's any other requests for coins. Polkadot, please. Yeah, let's do Polkadot. Polkadot. And honestly, you guys, I've wondered if I should even tell you guys about the moon cycle. Just because, like, I know a lot of people are going to be like, man, Dallin has gone off the rocker. And also, like, I didn't really want a lot of people to know about it. So I might not talk about it again in the future. I don't know, but it is pretty cool to see. So all right, here we go. Polkadot. Polkadot also, you can see here. So there's a few things that I see here with Polkadot. Very first thing I want to show you guys is let's go with the big picture here on Polkadot. Let's go to the 15-day candlesticks, all zoomed out here, and we'll look at the big picture here with Polkadot. So the first thing I want to show you is just how oversold this thing is from its peak. Again, this is what the big players are looking at. I'm telling you right now, the big whales and the big players, the main thing that they're focused on is how oversold we are in the big picture. That's what they care about. That's what they're focused on. I can tell you right now. And if we look at Polkadot, we are 93% down from our old all-time high. A 93% correction. And look at all the volume that's coming in down here. You know, we have $76 million or 76 million Polkadot tokens traded right here in this candle. That's a lot of Polkadot tokens traded. And if we go look at the 30-day volume for Polkadot, let's see how much money there has been traded in the 30-day volume for Polkadot. Oh, 30-day, not 3-day. 30-day volume. Control F, Polkadot. $5.8 billion in the past 30 days. That's a lot of money. That's not a small amount of money, you know. So if you think about what the bigger whales are doing down here, they're accumulating. They see something that's 93% down from its peak that people have given up on because of the 2022 bear market, that everybody panic sold all their crypto. All the retail investors and all the average everyday people sold all their crypto down here. And they're saying, you know what? We're going to pick this thing up at $4 and we're going to put billions of dollars into this thing. And I'm telling you right now, that's what the big players see. And I can say that with confidence. James Pagan, thank you for sharing some great content. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you tuning in today, my friend. AJ, GRT. By the way, you guys, when everybody thinks the market is going to go lower, and everybody's super bearish, and all of the normal average everyday investors are really bearish on the market, that's when you buy. That's not when you sell. That's not when you get all bearish and start trying to be king of the bears. Stop it, people. That's when you buy. Okay? It's so simple. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the daily candlesticks here. Look at this bullish divergence here on the GRT chart. Okay, so we have a lower low in price from here to here, but look what happened to the MACD, a higher low. So that's bullish divergence on the MACD. We have bullish divergence. And honestly, it even looks better, I bet, if on the histogram, if we were to go out to like the 4-day candlesticks, because that's a little bit janky, bullish divergence. But let's go out to the 4-day candlesticks and we'll take the MACD line off and we'll just look at the histogram here. There we go. If you guys don't know about the histogram, sometimes it's super valuable to take off the MACD line and the signal line so you can double click on your MACD, which if you don't know, MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. So this indicator is very powerful. A lot of the biggest trading desks only use this single indicator. So this thing is way better than the RSI, way better, like it's probably the best indicator that exists. It's pretty much the only one I use. Of course, I use my Elliott wave theory. I use my technical analysis of trading patterns and market cycles and all of those things, percentages. But in terms of indicators, this is the only indicator that I'm using on a consistent basis. Why? Because it's one of the most powerful indicators in the world. People have written books about this single indicator. Trading desks all around the world use this exact indicator. So don't be afraid of using the MACD and learning about it. And yeah, you can take the signal line and the MACD line off, and you can just only focus on the histogram. And histogram bullish divergence is a very strong buy signal. And what do we see here with this coin? We see a lot of bullish histogram divergence. Look at that here on GRT. So yeah, I do think this will turn around. I'm not a bear down here. I think that the people, if you want to make good money in these markets, buy support and sell resistance. And we're on support. So that's what I have to say about GRT. Big Asian. Hi, brother. Can you talk about Shiba, please? Yes, I can, Big Asian. And I like your name. It's funny. Shiba. Here we go again. Bullish histogram divergence, right? We have a lower low in price, where price made a slightly lower low here, unless you're counting the wick, I guess. Then it would be a double bottom. If you count that little wick, it's a double bottom, not a lower low. But we do have a shift in momentum on the histogram. So you can see what happens here with the histogram is we get this ticking action where it's starting to turn around like that. And what it means is we're going to have a flip on the histogram. See how it turns around like that? How it arcs around like this. When it's overbought, it arcs down. When it's oversold, it arcs back up. Arcs down. So those kind of turnarounds on the MACD are a shift in momentum. That's why it's called the moving average convergence divergence. It's a momentum indicator. It shows a shift in momentum. And down here, we're starting to see the early signs of a shift in momentum with this MACD histogram turning around and with the bullish divergence on the histogram. So what I think could happen here is another turnaround up to our local resistance up here, and again, kind of a big double bottom structure and a reversal here on Shiba Inu. Holy cow, we're already almost an hour in. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's live stream. Thoughts on Theta? Dallin, almost every coin you show looks good to you. Can you show us a coin that doesn't look good in the big picture? That's kind of hard to do considering the fact that the market is super oversold in the big picture. It's not easy to do. Like, the best way to do that would be to look for a coin that has low trading volume, where it looks really dead, but there's almost no trading volume left. Then I would say, okay, that thing is dead. It's probably not going to turn around, and nobody cares about it. But a good majority of these cryptos are super oversold in the big picture, and there's a bunch of trading volume down there at these lows. So it's not as easy as it sounds to find a bad setup, because most of crypto is set up for something that most people aren't dreaming of. And when it does take off and a lot of these coins go to the moon, then people are going to be like, whoa, I never saw that coming, because it's the market cycle all over again. You know, when things look dead and when people don't care about it, that's when the big whales are putting billions of dollars in, and everybody's cynical and skeptical, and they're all like, oh, this thing is going to go down forever. You guys, you can't have that kind of mindset if you're going to make money in these markets. Just see the market for what it is. You know, a lot of stuff is oversold, undervalued, and has billions of dollars of institutional trading volume. So no, I can't think of one just off the top of my head that looks like abnormally bad, except for, like, you know, stuff that's of course dead, like Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, I meant to say BitConnect. You know, like BitConnect coin. Of course BitConnect is going to be the worst thing that you could ever buy. You know, BitConnect is totally dead. Or, I'm not going to try to think of any coins. But yeah, that's what I'd have to say about that. Let's check out Theta. So basically what I'm telling you guys is, don't be an idiot. Because most people are idiots, and they see something that's down 90% from the peak, and they say, okay, I'm going to just sell all my coins down here, when that's the best possible time that you could be buying. So don't be dumb. Don't be an idiot. Don't sell all your cryptos. Don't look at the chart down 90% from its peak and go, oh, this thing's going to go down forever. That's really dumb to do. So don't do it. Okay, let's see here. Theta. Yeah, Theta. So my analysis on Theta has not changed from my last live stream that I did, where I was basically showing, look at this big ABC correction here in the big picture. Look how oversold we are from our peak. We're down like 90% from our peak. And then we have another ABC correction right here. So essentially what you want to do here is pick up as much as you possibly humanly can. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. And that's really what I believe you should be doing down here with Theta. And let's pull up Bitcoin over here on the right, and I'll show you the comparison of Bitcoin to Theta. Now when I show this, I already know a whole bunch of you guys are going to be in disbelief and cynical and skeptical, and this isn't going to happen again. There's no way crypto's going to take off. But you guys, just don't be in disbelief, you know? That's not going to do you any good. Think of all the people that tried to fight the internet. When the internet got mass adopted, all the people that were like, oh, that internet thing is a fad. Oh, I'm not going to have a website for my business. Why would I have a website for my business? I just let everybody call my home phone. That's what I do. And then all those people got left in the dust when the internet was mass adopted. And I'm telling you right now, people that are cynical and skeptical of new technologies, they get left in the dust because change is one of the constants of the universe. Everything changes, everything is in flux, and new technologies get developed, and the people that are old school and they won't adopt them, they're the people that go, whoops, that was really dumb of me. I should have listened. I shouldn't have been so skeptical. Or they just never admit their problem, and they just stay old and angry for the rest of their lives. But yes, I do think Theta will take off. It looks exactly like Bitcoin back here in 2015 when I first got into Bitcoin, when my little brother told me about Bitcoin and said, Dallin, there's this cool technology that you can mine with your computer, and it's digital money and it's worth real money. And at first I was the cynical, skeptical guy. So I have at least a little bit of empathy for those people because I was pretty skeptical of what my little brother told me. I'm not going to lie. But after I did some research into it, and I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast with Andreas Antonopoulos back in 2015, and Andreas Antonopoulos was talking about all the benefits of Bitcoin as a currency, how it's a payment system peer-to-peer, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy some Bitcoin. So I bought some Bitcoin, and it just so happened to be like $180 per coin that day. There was like a big crash in the market, and it was like, I think it was like between 200 and 180. I don't know exactly what price, but it was pretty low. And then boom, it broke out right to $500 pretty much right away. So I had to be convinced too, but I listened early on, and it was the best decision, one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. There's probably top five best decisions. Getting into crypto was one of them. It wasn't the number one, but it's in the top 5 best decisions I ever made was to invest in crypto. So yeah, I think Theta will turn around here, not Litecoin. I talk about so many different coins, you guys. I do think Theta will turn around here and will take off and will start to head up towards our local resistance in wave B, just like what happened to Bitcoin back in 2015. It's the same exact accumulation cycle. Best buying opportunity for crypto and some stock, even if it goes lower. I don't trade stocks, but if I was to tell you, I look at their charts, but I don't trade stocks. I like Tesla personally. You know, I'm a technical analyst, and so I don't pay attention to fundamentals at all. So I'm not saying that I like Tesla's fundamentals, even though I do think their cars are kind of cool and fun. You know, they're pretty cool cars. But what I will tell you is, from a market cycle perspective, this is the first bullish impulse inside of a big market cycle. So this breakout right here from $8 up to $414, I've seen this happen before. And basically, this is the first sell-off before a big parabolic run happens in the market. Kind of like what you see right here on Bitcoin, where Bitcoin breaks out of an accumulation phase. And then after it breaks out of the accumulation phase, it pulls back. And then you have this huge pump in the market. That's called a first sell-off pattern. And this right here is a first sell-off pattern on Tesla. So what I personally believe will happen with Tesla is a turnaround like this, where we break out up towards a new all-time high. And then, yeah, I do think a massive bear market will come before 2030. I personally do, even with the stock market. But if I was to tell you to buy one stock, I would tell you to buy Tesla. That's just, you know, what I'd tell you to do. One crypto, I'd tell you to buy Dogecoin. Dogecoin is in terms of percentage gain, it's one of the best opportunities in the entire market. So whether you have $1,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or $100,000, I would tell you to buy Dogecoin. Cool. Sweet. Well, we're an hour and 6 minutes in, so I'm not going to keep going here today. But thank you guys all for all of your requests and for all of your questions. It's really fun to have you guys request different coins so we can go look at the different coins and assess what's going on with these charts. Again, most of crypto in the big picture is extremely undervalued. Even Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin started a bull market, it's extremely undervalued. It's super undervalued. It could go to $250,000 per coin before all of this is over, or even $300,000 per coin. Do I think it's going to go up forever? No. I personally think we will see a big run up in stocks and crypto, but by 2030, I'd be pretty scared of buying anything. But right now, most of these coins are extremely undervalued. The big institutions know that we're set up for a repeat of the Roaring 20s. And there's billions of dollars going into all of these different coins. So just, you know, stay focused on the big picture and buy the dip. And you guys are going to do all right. So that'd be what I'd have to say. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams. And as always, stay profitable out there.